Okay, welcome back. I'm just working on the panel lines that I mentioned in the previous video, how they're too deep basically. So what I'm doing, I'm getting cyano in a little bottle like this. I'm just running it into the panel line. I'm filling it in. Don't take long. Just let it dry basically, then I'll sand it back. Like so. And what I may do when it's dry, I've cured it. You can still see it when you've sanded it back, so I might rescribe it but a lot shallower so it's still there. It's going to be a bit more tricky on these rounded ones here, but yeah, that's the plan, to kind of get rid of these things because they are far too deep. Like so. So when that's cured, I'll show you the result. Okay, that's pretty much all of them done. I can keep adding bits and stuff. And I'm starting to knock back the super glue now. So it's this is 120 grit sandpaper. If you try and do it with a really fine sandpaper, you just end up rubbing over the top of the cyano and just leaving a bump. So you need to kind of really cut it off, cut it back. I've never found a problem using cross sandpaper. You know, the kit itself is a shape of a thing, isn't it? It's you can add and take away detail at your leisure really. So this is what I'm doing basically. At the moment I'm taking the detail away, and I need to be able to put my own back in as the way I want it to be. So it's not laborious because it's not a big plane. Well, it is a big aeroplane, but it's not a lot of panel lines to get rid of. It's just the ones that are there are too, in my opinion, too obvious. So you just keep cutting them back like this. Once I've got them all sorted, I'll go over it with some finer sandpaper. And this won't be primed, bear in mind, because it's going to be foiled. So there won't be any paint that I can fill anything with, so it's going to have to be well smooth again for the foiling process. Trying to do this on camera, it's difficult. I've got to get the middle of the camera. So just a case of doing that really. I'll do it all and I'll show you the result. Okay, that's the basic sand. I've basically eradicated every sign of any detail on that model whatsoever. So you can still see it though. You can still see the little lines where the super glue is, if you like. And I also have the other fuselage half to copy from if I want to emulate them. It's all rough at the moment because of it's, as I say, it's been quite coarse sandpaper to remove them. So I'm going to polish it up now and then I'll show you what the result of that is. Okay, I've sanded it back with Tamiya 2000 warm Tamiya 2000 pad. It's starting to get its shine back now. You can just see I don't know if you can see it on camera. You probably can. I can see them on my monitor anyway. You can see the panel line that's there, but it's full of glue now, so you can't. Nothing. You can't get a fingernail in it or anything. A little bit there. I don't mind a little bit actually because it gives a hint of a line. But generally speaking, they're all gone. So that's just smooth now, basically. So that's your before, and that's the after. I know the after looks pretty, and it looks kind of cool, and it's got, you know, detail and all that sort of business going on. But that's not reflective of reality. Reality is more like this, at this scale. Even 24 scale, this model wouldn't show panel lines particularly well. You know, they'd be there, but they certainly wouldn't be like this. So depends on the aircraft. Some I've got really exaggerated panel lines, like a C-47 Dakota or whatever. They're just covered in bumps and lumps and all sorts of things, but jets don't generally have that going on. So obviously I've got this side to copy from now if I can't find the line itself, and I'm going to scribe in some lines again, but very, very subtle. and I can also create some panel lines and stuff, because there's a bit around here that seems to be raised. I don't know if it's right on the real aircraft or not, but there's an arrestor hook situation going on there. I don't know what they used that for, because it never went on a carrier. I'm assuming it's an emergency sort of situation. I don't know what they used it for. Anyway, so look at how deep that is. You know, it's horrendously deep, is that. So that's how we are at the moment. I'm doing this at the moment because I've got aftermarket parts coming for the gun. I've got aftermarket parts coming for the canopy, for the cockpit. So I can't really do anything else. I can't even join the fuselage halves together until I got the cockpit finished. But it's better to do this while it's separate anyway, because it's just easier to work on. I've put that in just to keep it in place, to keep the fuselage halves registered properly while I show you it. It also needs a nose cone put in on there, and the nose cone profiling into the... I'm not going to glue it on, but I'll have to fit it on somehow. And it needs sanding into it, but it blends into the fuselage properly, because it is a bit... It fits okay, but it doesn't fit well enough for my benefit. So that's got to be done as well before I even start foiling it. So the next stage is to just put some gentle lines back in, but very, very subtle ones. I'm just going through the process of putting back in the panel lines that I've removed. Seems a bit nuts really, but yeah, I quite like doing it. It's kind of take your brain out and just do it sort of thing. So I'll just go around it with a scribe. I've got a bunch of these metal masks with different holes and shapes and things that usually cover most bases. So it's just a patience thing, really. Go around and do them all. I've realised that one of the viewers has just sent a picture. Ricardo, it's all your fault. This model does have quite a lot of raised rivets. I think they show more on certain pictures than others really, but certainly the ones that I've seen pictures of recently have got quite a lot of raised rivet detail in certain areas. Not all over, but some of the panels do, so I'm going to have to put those in somehow. But you can put them in with a foil, because when you put a foil on them, just stab it with a bradawl, it kind of creates a raised lump. So I can probably get away with it doing it that way. So let's hope that works. Get a little bit of progress. I've basically rescribed in the panel lines I want to be there. They're not as deep as the ones on the kit, obviously. And I've added some foil panels in to replace the ones that are on the side of the fuselage on this kit. What will happen here is that'll get foiled over the top. So you can imagine that'll go over the top of it. And then when you foil it and press it down, those panels will kind of show through a little bit. So they'll be much more subtle than those panels are. And then I'm going to add some rivets in there and everything else. So that's the process. It's quite laborious, but it's not taking that long. I'll have it done in an afternoon or something.